Okay. Oh, shit. I reposted it. Good. By the way, follow DJ Academics TV. So anyway, and by the way, you know, I did an interview with him, and I don't know if that was completely clearly communicated, but even when we talked before we did an interview, that was supposed to be the thing communicated. Let me give you real facts and real honest truth about the Rodwave tour, right? And for any Rodwave fans, this is just facts. So Rodwave is a huge Drake fan. Rodwave saw Drake's last tour. He was inspired by Drake's last tour. Drake's last tour has a 360 stage. What that means is this. Now, I don't want to get too much also into his business because Rodwave's tour in the last 2 tours he's done has always gotten expanded. A lot of times when you see these guys do arenas these days, they're not fully doing arenas. Like when you see certain people, like with all due respect, I'm not airing people out, but say like Moneybagg Yo, right? Moneybagg Yo was actually one of the openers on Rodwave's new tour. Well, that might confuse you because you're like, well, Moneybagg Yo just did his own arena tour. Why would he go be one of the openers? And not really an opener because he comes out right before Rodwave on Rodwave's tour. The reason is that, well, Rodwave is going to, let's say Houston, Texas. That's where the Houston Rockets play, right? At that Toyota Center, right? When you go there, it's going to take, it could take 20,000 people to fill that arena, right? Actually, it's really about like 17, 18, right? I'm giving you logistics, but I want you to understand touring. What they do, and this is a new, because venues, especially since the pandemics are limited, artists could get in an arena and only have to sell 8,000, 9,000 tickets. I'm not dissing no artists here. Please understand. Don't clip me out of context. Understand what I'm trying to break down some game to you. When you hear that Sexy Red went on a arena tour, or you heard that Meg Thee Stallion went on an arena tour, technically it is because they went in arenas, but an arena has usually 4 or 5 different orientations to accommodate someone, okay? You have the max capacity. Could you bring out 20,000 people? Most people can't. Okay. Now, by the way, what are these things limited by? And we're going to get into it. Stage orientation, like for example, see now, I'm trying to give y'all some game here. Just listen to me. When you go in an arena, when you're watching a basketball game, that's almost max capacity because even if you're behind the backboard, you could go watch the game. Even if it's a 360 view of the game. That's why it could hold 18, 20,000. When a performer normally goes in, they bring in a stage. And that stage is not a 360 anymore. I'm talking about 360 degrees. It's usually 270, which means they won't sell seats behind the stage because you can't see shit. So the capacity goes down from, let's say it was 18. It goes down to about 14. So that's how you would sell out that arena, 14,000. Now, here's another way how they also finesse it. If you've ever been in an arena, you'll see, okay, you have the 100s, the 200s, the 300s, you have all the nosebleeds. They have a way, they'll put curtains on the last 2 levels. That 15,000 that needs to sell out that arena with the 270 stage, that turns to 8,000 because they put a black sheet over all the nosebleed seats. But you still make enough to pay the arena because it's an off night, and you get to say you did an arena tour while selling out 9,000 people. Do you get what I'm saying? You put that together. Hey, when you come see Sexy Red, you see Kodak, you see this, you see that. That works, if you get my drift. I'm not dissing nobody. I'm just trying to give y'all the logistics. When Rodwave started doing arena tours, he was doing that. I don't know what it is about Rodwave's music. His fans are rabid. They love that nigga more than cook food. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I mean, I know his music's goddamn good, but they love that nigga. Mid-tour, his capacities, and this is not this tour, last tour, went from like about 9,000 to we need 13,000. They had to open up. So people do what's called a lower bowl tour where they close off all the nosebleeds. And it's only the lower sections, right? So when you look at it visually, it looks sold out. But the nosebleeds, there's a black curtain over. Trust me, this is how the tour business goes. Cool. Rodwave, there was so much demand. They actually said, hey, let's rip up that contract. We're going to give you more money. There's so much demand for your show. Let's add 4,000 more seats per venue. He sold it out. Rod himself even told me his label was even fucking shocked. Cool. So let's get to his current tour. Rodwave does a tour this time around. And because if you've ever been to a Rodwave show, Rodwave isn't the guy like Chris Brown. He's not doing 30 backflips. Rodwave is going to vocally impress you, but he's not running from left to right. He's not doing too much. And he understands people, if they're getting ready for a night out on the town, they want to see a show. So he got some dancers. He's going to give you a lot of pyrotechnics. He's going to give you, he's doing more to connect. Like, even on his new show, not to spoil it, but there's a thing which he even told me. He said he was inspired from Drake shit, because I remember, there was a Drake tour where Drake was just like hovering over the crowd. And he said he wanted to get closer to the crowd. So he did more. Let me just give you plain logistics, okay? And Rod, please, don't get mad at me, but for me revealing certain details. But you having to explain yourself is because people don't get this part of it. So essentially, Rodwave paid close to $20 million for production for this tour. Yes, it costs that much to produce a tour. Why? He opted for a higher level of production. He wanted a 360 stage. That's what Drake just did on his tour. 360 stage. He wanted all the lights, flames. He wanted a lift to bring him into the crowd. He wanted all type of things to raise the production value. Rodwave is doing like 2 tours a year. Like, he's really getting it. I'm not here to give you his full business on how much he was going to get for the tour, but that 20 million or close to 20 million is a good chunk of money that he's reinvesting in production. Here's the problem, and here's the snafu. And again, I'm telling y'all, these are tour secrets, which I don't know why rappers don't tell you. Because of that, I'm giving you just raw shit. Pause. The tour before, I don't know if you know how tours work. There's trucks that bring the set from state to state, venue to venue. So to give you a scale of how much he tried to scale his show up and the tour up from the last tour, he went from about, I think, like 15 trucks that were bringing the set to about damn near almost 30. So he doubled it. Okay. So for the people who are wondering about cancellations, it's not that Rodwave don't want to perform. He want to perform. Here's what they found out. And by the way, this also ties into Drake, because I found out it's the same production company. By the way, the production company that Rodwave's using, the same production company Drake used for his tour. The It's a Blur tour, same production company, right? If you go to Houston, remember, these arenas are owned by usually an owner that got their basketball teams playing. When you then up the production that much, the load-in time, you got to get 20 trucks to come in there. They spend about 15 hours, actually more than that, setting up everything to even be able to do the show. What happened is that they realized that if they didn't have 2 days free to be able to set up in the arena, they couldn't do a show. They realized that when the tour started. So essentially, say the Rockets played tonight and say Rodwave show is tomorrow. It's no way the trucks could get in, even if the Rockets is done now, it's no way the trucks could get in and set everything up that Rodwave could rehearse and perform. What does that do? It turns to a shit show. If you try to do it, because they had a show where some of the shit didn't work. It's not Rodwave's fault. He's paying the money, $18 million or $19 million, whatever amount of money he's paying this production company. They told him they could do it in the time. They gave him the schedule. Schedule don't work. Oh, no, we need to be in there a day before, full, that you can have a walkthrough, then a rehearsal, bring Tusi on, bring Moneybag Yo, that we could get the show going on. So cancellations came anytime they couldn't get to a venue to be able to set it up right, because even Rodwave was upset when the show was, like, certain shit was missing, because the production company said, yo, it's just too much. We can't do it in this time. We can't load everything up in 10 hours. It just takes more. We need 18, 19, 20 hours. So that's why the cancellations came at first. By the way, do you want some? I'll throw a little tea out there, I guess. This is production shit. Obviously, I didn't get this from Drake, duh. It's the same reason why Drake tour got postponed at first. Remember when you heard Drake had to postpone some dates? And I don't know, Drake never... I wish Drake would have tell us this. Drake postpones. It's a blur. Like he had pushed back some... Yeah, the start. You know why this happened? Same fucking problem. It's the same production company. They got to get in there, load shit in. They're doing arenas. These arenas, especially when there's basketball, hockey, there's all this thing. That's why Drake's tour was pushed back. That's a fact. Now, here's the thing. Rodwave has like this almost stigma where people just look at him like, yo, he's like suicidal. So when he doesn't give all the details, people are like, oh my God, he's not feeling well. Like, what did Drake say? Did Drake give a reason? I'm telling you that was the reason, though. Let me see. Did they give a reason why it was? Let me see. Yeah, they moved back all these shows. And look, and even if you look at it, you'll see they start just putting more time in between shit. That's it. They never told why, right? They never told why. But yeah, essentially, it was a production issue. So anyway, Rodwave came out, and he's now kind of explaining, because fans are really starting to get on his ass. They're starting to look at him like the male Lauryn Hill. And he's like, okay, so about the tour, I know it was fucked up from the beginning because of production. They had to cancel and reschedule, and it wasn't making any sense. The second leg had the same problem. I never missed a show for nothing personal ever in life. Okay? He says, my foot and ankle injury been killing me whole tour, but this is what I had to do to continue. I was mentally twacked out, so please excuse me. Then he says, all I'm saying is I dedicate my life to this music shit and to my fans. I wish I was a little bit more understanding. If stage and lights, etc., not built right, and I paid over $13 million for it, just for that, it's not fair for me or to y'all to get a half-done show. Shit is completely out of my control. Okay? And y'all know if the show don't happen, y'all get full refunds. I think it's just a better idea to come back in a couple months with the showdown packed bigger and better. Okay? Say, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know this shit always been professionally ran tight. Maybe I jumped out there too fast. I'm going to be back with this shit together. Hey, I'm giving, for any Rodwave fans, I'm giving y'all the reasons. Essentially, it's the reason why Rodwave shit fucked up is the same reason why Drake tour was pushed back. Same production company. Matter of fact, maybe I could look it up. Actually, I'm not going to try to embarrass him. Okay? But Rodwave, because he liked what he saw at Drake's show, he went for that look. Very expensive. I think he had 30 dates. I forgot how many dates it was, but it was close to $20 million the nigga spent. Or had to pay out of what he's getting. He had to spend $20 million. Or not 20, it was really like 18 actually. 18 million that was going to be for production. Shit turned out like that. All right. Somebody said the production company sucks. Now, no. Actually, it's the best, from what I've heard. Let me not just say best. One of the best production companies is just that, here's the thing. Let me tell you how tour works. The artist comes up with a vision. Who knows what they're going to tell it? Yo, I want to enter the stage from the top of the rafters. Just put a thing over me, and I want to fly into the stage. Then when I fly into the stage, I want to hear all type of bombs, fire. I want something that shoots up like 5 dancers, like out of the ground. The production company is going to say, okay. Now, they'll get that done. And by the way, with Rodwave, it's not like they can't do it. The problem is that based on the schedule, they can't do it. They're not getting into these venues to be able to execute. Like some of these people, like we could probably look at, this is logistics when it comes to tour. You could probably look at Kendrick's tour. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in that stadium, or that setup is going to be in that stadium a good 2 days before or a day before. But I think he's doing it when there's no baseball. He's doing stadiums that usually it's baseball stadiums. There's no baseball. So he's good money. That tour, all that tour, the tour shit that Kendrick doing would not be happening if the Yankees was playing. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm just trying to give you some logistic understanding of that. I hope you understand, okay? All right, then. Where did we get to with that type of shit? Anyway, so it was the whole thing about Drake and, like, you know, his Australia tour. I'm pretty sure he's figuring it out. The last thing I would think is ticket sales. Here's the thing, too. Overseas market never feel what's happening in the U.S. for a long time. So even if Drake was supposedly falling off, overseas would still want to see him. You know why? They never see people. So Australia hasn't seen Drake for a long time. Like Kanye knew in China his concert was going to go crazy because he hasn't performed there in over 10 years. Or actually, I think it was 20 years. He performed there 20 years ago. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. For the people who were saying like it wasn't selling or whatever the case is, and let me see. Let's look up some stuff. Look up some stuff, bro. Australia. Sydney, Australia, right? Isn't that how you spell Sydney? Okay. Drake Australia tickets. Let's look it up. Live Nation. Okay, here we go. Buy tickets. So he's supposed to perform tomorrow night, huh? Fuck is this? Is it capture? The fuck? 4LG 5D55. Come on, bro. Oh, this is like some pre-sale shit. They got me in a queue? The fuck? I thought they would have Ticketmaster on this shit. Okay, let's see if we could. Perth Rack Arena Drake tickets. How could we? I thought it would be on Ticketmaster. Anyway, I'll almost bet any amount of money that when we do see Drake performing in Australia, the shit is going to be packed from head to toe. The dude hasn't been there for a while. If you think that he can't sell tickets in Australia, yo, Drake is selling tickets in Australia based on his 2018 album at this point. Yo, we want to see you perform God's Plan. Bro, they don't see the nigga. Anyway. For Drake fans, I think it's a good thing he's dropping music. And, hopefully he could, me particularly, I don't like lawsuit. I've always said that. Hopefully he could keep doing what he's doing, but separated from all this other bullshit, right? All right. But for y'all fans, y'all could get some new music. Perfect. Let's see. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else on Drake. Anything else? If not, we're about to go to A$AP Rocky. Okay. Let's go to the A$AP Rocky shit. All right, chat. So, A$AP Rocky, he is in court. And today was a very pivotal day, chat, because it looked like this trial has turned all the way on the prosecutor. We have Terrell Efron, a.k.a. A$AP Relly, who's on the stand, and he's getting demolished. People have now speculated that the prosecutors are so embarrassed by his performance on cross-examination that they're looking for a way out of this trial without getting embarrassed, really, through the public web. This trial is being streamed. This was on like the Tory case. It appeared that they did more due diligence with the Tory case. This one looked like they did pursue charges, but only at the behest of this guy who seemingly wanted money at first, but A$AP Rocky wasn't willing to give him money. And now they're looking like fools because this dude is not being a good a good snitch, in the sense of half the shit he's saying isn't making sense when the defense attorney's quizzing him. By the way, we also find out that A$AP Relly is actually wanted. Like, the irony of this shit, huh? A$AP Relly. So the guy on the what the fuck? The guy on the stand, right? That is wanted for trying to the guy on the stand that's telling on Rocky is actually wanted in New Jersey, right? 50 Cent clearly ain't with that shit. He says, look now, what's the chance of that? On the guy on the stand and on the run. Throw this whole case away. This guy's trying to get some money, that is all. So he has 2 outstanding New Jersey warrants from what we understand now. And we don't know what those warrants have to do with anything. By the way, I know some people, hold on. Some people be like, well, how could there be a warrant for him? And he could still be on the stand. If you have certain warrants, they won't go outside of that jurisdiction trying to search for you. So if he was in New Jersey, yeah, they'll lock him up, but he's in Cali. So that's why, they haven't probably contacted Cali officials to try to execute that warrant to get him arrested to bring him back to Jersey. But anyway, it says A$AP Rocky, former friend who testified Tuesday and Wednesday against the rapper in his LA criminal trial, has 2 outstanding warrants hanging over his head. Okay? He's listed as a defendant in the warrants, and one's for driving without a license. Okay, yeah, these are bullshit. Yeah, this ain't going past Jersey. Oh. Driving without a license and careless driving? Yeah, so those are like fair FTA warrants. Failure to appear, I think, right? Yeah, it's probably failure to appear. Okay, anyway. Let's go back to this, and we're going to peek in on what the fuck this nigga got going on. Hold on.
It's between 5 minutes and 25 seconds.
October 17th of 2024, did you send you an article about Judge Arnold? Yes. On December...
Who is this? So this guy's Wally Sajimi. He knew the victim.
Entire government name.
Remember, there's going to be two witnesses for Rocky on the defense side. It's going to be 12V and Ills. But it looks like the government's case is kind of like thin. Give me a second. Let's get a decent update on this.
The Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, this shit might be a wrap. Give me 1 second.
What's up, everybody? And what he saw, not good for this witness. Be presented in front of.
Okay. Was it lawyer for workers? Maybe not. All right. So, I'll just go off Twitter. Where's Megan Conniff? All right, here we go.
Not happen.
No.
Did he ever tell you at any point in time, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to get his money, but I made the whole thing up.
No.
In fact, isn't it true that what he was telling you was that that man shot at him and really wanted to make sure that he got his for what happened? Is that correct?
That's what Riley said.
And you weren't there, is that correct?
No.
Correct? Hold
Yeah.
on. That was a double negative. You weren't there, were you?
No, I was not.
And you don't have any idea whether or not this incident happened or didn't happen.
No.
So here's my, did you ever ask Relly? Hey, I'm sorry, did you ever ask the defendant, hey, listen, this guy's saying you shot at him. You ever ask him what happened?
Objection relevance.
You ever ask him what happened?
I don't recall.
So you are having conversations with Relly, which you're taping, and then immediately calling the defendant to report what happened. And you're telling me you've never asked the man, hey, did you cap 2 rounds at him?
What the
I don't
fuck?
recall.
Well, is that something you think you remember?
3 years ago, I don't recall.
So you're telling me, I just want to make sure I understand this. Your testimony is, yeah, I'm recording him and I'm well aware of this situation that happened. And I've talked to the defendant about it. I talk to him every couple of months. But I've never asked him, hey, Relly's accusing you of shooting him. Did you do it?
So, Rodwave, man. I'm not gonna lie. The whole, like, situation, all this stuff, I feel bad that his tour, you feel me, is on a halt. He should be straight, though, bro. It's Rodwave, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie, it's something with Rodwave's music where, like, you could just tell the artist that would never fall off based on their music. Like, Rodwave makes timeless music. That's what I love about Rodwave. Like, he makes anthems. He doesn't really make street songs. Like, he's a street dude, but he makes, like, anthems for the girls. Like, feel me? And then he makes, like, funeral songs, heartbreak songs. Like, feel me? Rodwave is, yeah, like, he's like a Florida A Boogie. Like, it's crazy to say no diss to A Boogie. I feel like he's a Florida upgrade A Boogie. And that's the way I see Rodwave. Rodwave is tough, man. Feel bad that his tour is I don't think it's canceled, but it's postponed. So we just have to wait and see how everything goes. Feel me? Hopefully everything goes well. But it's your boy Big Act News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I am out.